Hey guys, how you guys doing? You know who it is. I'm Charlene,
My name is Taufik.
and it's a beautiful day. How you guys doing? As you guys can see, I'm in uniform. I am at work. Just made it to work. Thank you guys for subscribing and liking our pictures and our video and everything. Thank you
Excellent.
guys so much. You guys are blessing us and supporting us. So thank you for coming on this journey with us. And I hope you guys like it and just share it to many people, and your people should keep sharing it. This is our part one of the beginning of our love story. Are you
Sure.
guys ready? Well, it all started off with me, of course. Back in 2010, I went on a dating app called Black Planet.
Last night.
I, how many of you guys know about Black Planet? You guys still remember? Well, that's where we met. And I saw his picture. You know how you gotta browse and browse and browse, and his picture came up, and I liked it. And out of every one picture that I liked, he was the only one that responded. Can you guys believe that? But he responded, and we'd start talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We introducing ourselves, so those long messages. So we here just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And, days went on and we still talking. Days went on. We was talking back and forth on Black Planet. I want to say about 3 months before we exchanged email address. And once we exchanged email address, we leave from Black Planet, and then we moved over to Yahoo. Who remember
Yeah,
Yahoo?
who knows?
I think Yahoo's still around. I'm on Google
It's
now.
still around, yeah, still
I
around.
went up a little bit. I went up a little bit. We transferred to Google, but we started off on Yahoo, and we just emailing each other back and forth. Sometimes I am so excited for the next day where I wake up and I get an email from him. It was so exciting. Like, I'm here searching to my phone for the email and stuff. And, we just emailing back and forth, and he sent me his picture. Not the same picture that was on Black Planet, but a different picture. And he looked it good. But, pictures can be deceiving. So I really didn't, look at the picture. So I was like, okay, he looked good. But I was skinny as hell. I was a little, I was so
You
skinny,
were skinny,
guys.
but you were
I
still
was
looking good.
I
You
was
still
really
look good
skinny,
then.
but I had to send him the picture. Maybe one day I would probably post a picture that I sent to him. I don't know yet. Think about it. But I sent him a skinny picture of me, and he still talked to me. And we still emailing each other until he asked me for my phone number. And then when he asked me for my phone number, he's in Africa, I'm thinking he's not going to call me right away. So I gave him my number, and lo and behold, I don't know, he called me, and we talked for hours. And then I saved his number, and my money went to phone cards. If it I buy every different kind of phone cards. You know those little phone cards back in the days
Said,
where you had to scratch off the number? I used to buy so many, so I would have it constantly to talk to him. And then I went back to the store a couple months after, and they had this thing called Boss Revolution. And
yeah.
The guy in the store was saying, more than you buying all these phone cards, why don't you just buy Boss Revolution and you could just add money on there where you don't have to keep coming and spending money? And I said, okay, that's a good idea. So I did that, and I still have Boss Revolution on my phone right now. Right now.
That's right.
So that's where it all begins, and we just constantly talking every day on the hour because he's in a different time zone. So sometimes I'll be forgetting the time and I'll be calling him while he's sleeping. But he is so sweet. He never turns me down. He always stay on the phone and talk to me, even though he's tired. So, but that's where it all begins. So I'm gonna let him take over from here.
Well, there's not much to say after you have said all this. You know, it's a beautiful story. You know, like she said, she liked my page, and you know, I got a notification on my email, an email notification that somebody has liked my page. Then I went out to check my email, and I mean my what's it called? What's that site again? Black Planet. You know, I actually just got signed up to it because a friend of mine had just introduced Black Planet to me a couple of weeks back. Then, so I saw that somebody liked my picture. Said, "Let me go check who liked my picture." And behold, I checked and I said, "Let me check this profile." And I saw that, like she said, she was skinny but beautiful though. You know, so you know, yeah, stylishly, I got attracted, and I was like, I need to respond to this. You know, and I sent her a message like, "Hi, how are you?" And I left it at that. The next day, you know, I got a notification again that somebody had, you know, sent me a message, and I saw the name. It was Shasha something 230. So I can't remember. It's been a very long time. I haven't been on there. And she was like, "Hello, how are you?" You know, and you know, from there we, you know, introduction. She did introduction. I did mine. And I told her we're miles apart. I've seen her page. She's in the US and I'm in Nigeria. How do we cope? We can be friends. And, you know, lo and behold, we became friends, very good friends. It got to a stage that there was no limit to what, you know, we would share with each other. She tells me everything. I tell her everything. You know? Even though I had some reservations, you know, which you'll later find out about, you know, in the course of our journey, you know, we were always telling each other things, and we became very beautiful, wonderful friends. From there, we moved to Yahoo Messenger, and like she said, I took her number. I heard her voice. She sounded like an angel, like I don't know. I've never seen a mermaid before, but if it is true that they say mermaids are beautiful, she sounded like the most beautiful mermaid that, you know, that can ever, you know, exist. And I was like, you sound so innocent, you know. You know, I think I was falling in love already then. I didn't know she was already in love. I was falling in love, but she was already in love. And you know, we yeah, you did. You were in love. You just
Don't
couldn't
believe
say it.
that story. Don't believe that one.
You just couldn't say it. But however, you know, we became good friends and we're communicating. I don't even know who asked each other out. Who threw the first shot? Nobody. It just came naturally, you know, and that's it. We became friends and we became lovers. I was supposed to visit the US. You're thinking I was going to go, but you know, being who we are here, not everybody. I live in a very beautiful country, though we have bad people. I was swindled. You know, I was lied to. Somebody, you know, swindled
Yeah,
me. Though
somebody
I didn't.
bamboozle him. Somebody bamboozle
So I
him.
couldn't make
Okay.
it there. She was expecting
Okay.
me big
I was
time.
pissed.
But let me leave it. Let me not allow her to tell you the story of that. I don't think she'll love to tell that story. So go ahead, darling.
Somebody bamboozled him. He told me that he was gonna come to the US, come visit me. This was
Yeah,
we started talking in 2010, and
yeah.
2012,
2012.
I think it was
Yeah,
2012, he said he was
2012. Yeah,
coming. And
yeah.
let me tell you guys what I did. I told my daughter at that time, let's see, my daughter was 2012. I think my daughter was either
She was she was
six or
12.
seven, somewhere around there. Was she? Wait.
She was 12. She's 25 this year already.
Yeah, so she was 12 somewhere, yeah. So I'm here to tell she knows all about Richard. I told her
Yeah,
all about Richard. And I told her, I said, it's gonna be a special day. You know, Richard is coming. She's like, you sure this time, mommy? I said, yes, he's coming. So we cleaned the whole house. We went
the whole
shopping.
house.
And I I think I had cooked dinner. I don't remember if I had cooked dinner or not. But
Expecting your African king to come, Taufik Sani.
I was just expecting this man to show up, child. And lo and behold,
He
he
didn't
ain't
show up.
come. He ain't come. Do you know how pissed I was? I was so mad. I was mad. And my daughter, oh my God, God bless her soul. She's so sweet. She gave me
So
hugs
sweet.
and kisses. She said, it's gonna be okay, mommy. So anyway, our friendship continued. At this time, nobody asked each other out. We was just, meeting each other just to see.
Yeah,
But it never did happen. I guess God had something else planned for us, okay?
yeah, thank for us, yeah.
So our friendship continue. We still talk on the phone and stuff. So one day, my cousin, God rest her soul, or bless her
Amen.
soul,
Yeah.
um, she had an African movie, and I don't remember. I think it was Mommy's Daughter. If you guys ever seen Mommy's Daughter, I think that was the movie. And then it was like a part two to it, and it was so beautiful. Oh my God, that was the best movie I seen at that point. And I was like, oh wow. At this time, my family, I haven't really told my mom about him. Only my daughter. And I was like blushing. When I start watching the movie, I just start smiling. I could have not stopped smiling, guys. It's like I was seeing my husband in the movie. At that time, I didn't even know he was my husband. At that point, I just like that's my husband. The guy who played mom in Mommy's Daughter, that was my husband. So we watched it, and I start falling in love with African movie, or I start liking African movie, and I just keep on going and buying African movies, and I was addicted to African movies. And at that then I stopped, and then I realized I could watch African movies on my phone. I stayed in bed and I just keep strolling, and I start watching African movies. And the more I'm watching is the more I'm, falling in love with this damn man over here. So the following year, my girlfriend and I,
2013.
like couple years after, I believe, me and my girlfriend, my best friend, she was going to Jamaica for her birthday. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Jamaica with her because I haven't been to Jamaica in a long time. So I told her, we could go to Jamaica together. So that was back in October. So I told her that, I'm going to go to Africa. So she's like, "You're going to go to Africa by yourself?" Da, 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 da. So she got on my ass about Africa. Then I told my family that I am going to Africa. But at this point, I already bought my ticket. So that was the best time. I couldn't turn it around and say, oh, I can't come no anymore. I already bought my ticket. So after I buy my ticket, that's when I tell everybody that I'm going to Africa. So everybody start to freak out. You're going to Africa by yourself. Da, da, da.
All by
Do
yourself.
you know what Africa's about? Do you know anything about Africa? I said, I'm going to Africa, and I'm sure who I'm going to Africa to will protect me. So anyway, I went to Jamaica and I came back 2 weeks after. I got myself together, do all the stuff that I need to do. And I did, he helped me out. I told him what the immigration people needed and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he had his people take care of that for me. Shout out to Rotimi and
And Mano.
Emmanuel. And I cannot forget this person, Rotami's sister. Hey girl, how you doing? If you ever see this
Yeah.
video. Hey. So um they helped me out a lot. So they got everything together, they sent it to me, and I went and I got my visa to go to Africa. So that's how I got to go to Africa. But at the time, I had to start paying for my ticket and showing them that I have my ticket already, and I have, so I had to do all of that before I could have tell anyone what was going on. And I went to Africa. I told him that I was coming, but he had preparation and stuff like that. So my journey to Africa, I left I left on I believe on a Thursday evening. I had left JFK, and my first layover was in Paris. And I called him and I told him that I called him from the payphone because my cell phone service I couldn't get connected
Walking Paris. Yeah.
in Africa,
Paris. Okay,
or
in
it
Africa.
wasn't available universal basically. It was just
Yeah.
in the US. So I had to use the payphone and use my card and call him, and I told him the status of what's going on and stuff like that. So when it was time for me to leave again, I called him and I said, "Hey, I'm boarding the plane now, so keep a time check." So he
Yeah.
did that. So now I don't have no cell phone. I cannot reach him or anything. So my heart start racing, start beating fast, fast, fast. I'm nervous. So the plane land, and I thank God I made it safely and stuff like that. So immigration time. I filled out my paper, immigration. I did not know they was gonna ask me a whole bunch of questions. Where you gonna stay at? Da 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 whatever. So I already had did my research before I left. So I know that you have to, if you're a U.S. citizen, you need to register in a something something. I can't remember it off my head right now. But I did all of that and I got all the information. I took the information off the letter because remember, Rotimi had to send me a letter. So I took
Yeah.
the information off the letter and put it on the immigration of where I'm going to stay. So if anything
Yeah.
happened, they know that Rotimi knows us. So to get in touch with us. So that's how that played out. So I land in Nigeria, and there's two separate lanes. If you're a visitor, you go into a separate line, and if you're Nigerian, you stay in this line. So
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing at all. This gentleman, this real nice gentleman, he's asked me, "Is this your first time?" I said, "Yes, sir." So he's like, "Okay, I know you was on the same flight with me, so I'm going to help you out." So he told me that side over there, you need to go on that side and stand. There's a visitor. You're gonna go through immigration separately, over on that side. So, and I'm gonna stay over here because I'm a Nigerian. He's like, I know you don't have a phone, so here, call the person who and let them know that you're here. So I did so, and thank God for that man. Thank God for that man right there. He helped me out, and I went and went through immigration and stuff like that. So they were trying to scam me. There was, people walking up to me. You say, if you give me such a much amount of money, you could go through the line faster. I say, nope, I'll take my chances right here. So I stay right here. Because I remember, he had told me, don't talk to anyone. Once you land, don't talk to anyone. But I was nervous. I didn't know I needed to call him.
Yeah.
So he said, until you see me, I was like, how the hell am I going to know it's you? Like, how the hell am I going to know it's you? You told me don't talk to anybody. But before I had left Paris, I told him what I was wearing. So on my
Yeah.
shirt, it says, "I love you.
I love my
I love
boyfriend.
my boyfriend," with a Virginia, with a like a little. It was from Virginia, so it said
Yeah.
a little heart,
The
a
white
red heart
t-shirt.
on there. So I told him
Yeah.
what I was wearing vividly, so he would know it's me. So he found me, and when he see me and I see him, he see me and we see each other. I froze. I froze. I didn't know what to say. But there was two person with him, and he came up to me. He tell me I'm Tafik, and I gave him a hug. And then he turned around and introduced me to the two person he came with, and he told me this is Rotimi, and I gave Rotimi a hug. And then he said this is Emmanuel, and I gave
Yeah.
Emmanuel a hug. And then they walked me to the car, and boy, he walked me to the car. Okay, so um, we got into the car, and that was the beginning to my trip
Of our love
to
story.
Africa. And I'm gonna stop right there. So that's my trip to Africa, and I meet him, and that was that. So that's the trip to Africa. The other part will come pretty soon. So I'll
Pretty
tell you
soon.
all about my trip to Africa in
Yeah,
another
that's
part. I
there's
hope you
still a
guys
lot to learn about. There's still a lot to learn about her stay in Africa and how we got married eventually and everything. But in the subsequent parts, you will get to know what happened in Africa and how we got married and
on that
every
part,
other
I'm gonna
thing.
have him tell the part in Africa. What happened in Africa? I'm gonna let him tell that story. If I need to intervene, then I will intervene. But I'm
Definitely.
gonna have him tell that part. This part is just mine. How I made it to Africa. I
So
made it, guys. I made it to Africa.
she made it to Africa. She met an African queen, African king, and here
But
we are.
that's how we met. I hope you guys enjoyed this first part of our love story. I hope you guys are excited and can't wait to hear part two of it. Which will get more
Yeah,
fun. It's gonna be times that there gonna be some crying going on, but
definitely.
we just telling you guys our story. It's nothing. I just feel like the world should know our love story, even though we still apart from each other. But you
Yeah.
guys gonna be on this journey with us. Eventually where we meet each other again for
Okay.
so long.
Hopefully soon by the grace of God.
So we keeping our finger crossed. We believe in God. God
Strongly.
will bring us together once again, and we keeping our faith up. We pray. We fasting. Actually, I'm on a month fasting right now. So we just put everything in God's hand and let Him take control of everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm gonna go into work right now. So I talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Please remember to press the like button, share, and probably drop a comment. If you have further questions to ask us about our love story, please don't hesitate to ask us questions, and we'll be very, very we'll gladly answer your questions. Thank you very much once again, and have a blessed day. Bye.